All right, we're back with the Screen Team right here on KWOC, being joined by Matt and Chelsea for this go-around of the show. And I'm excited to get to review this next one. It's called Snowpiercer. It's a film that stars, which Chris is it? Chris Pine?
Evans.
Chris Evans. Chris Evans, Captain America.
Captain America.
He is in this.
Not know that.
I knew it. I was just seeing if you guys knew.
Yeah.
All right, who's Chris Pine?
He played in This Is War.
Who's Chris Hemsworth?
That's Thor.
And Chris Pratt.
And who's Chris Pratt?
That is Star-Lord.
Who's Chris Berger?
Some loser on Screen Team.
Oh, man.
Grief.
Bunch of savages in this town. All right, guys, Snowpiercer. Is this a good movie? Should I go and see this movie? Matt?
Yes, definitely see it. Definitely.
All right, what's going on here? We live in a world where global warming has taken over the planet, basically.
Right. And they get this bright idea to do science, and then science happens, and it goes wrong. Mm-hmm. So everyone needs to load up on this train that doesn't stop, because if you stop, you freeze to death.
Oh, my goodness.
Right? So you think, oh, global warming, and then they kind of do the opposite. They just make it a lot worse. So this train runs on a constant track around the world, and because it's all of humanity, there's different sections of the train.
Yeah.
And the further you are back in the train, the rougher life is, and the poorer it is, and stuff like that. So
you got Chris Evans. He's part of the lower class, correct?
Correct.
And the lower class is tired of being lower class, and they want to kind of rise up. Is that correct?
Correct. He's actually in the very tail end, and so you get to see what they live through and this and that. And as the movie goes on, you start seeing some of the upper class coming back, and you start wondering, like, why is this particular event happening? And they use that to catapult the reason of, let's go against it, start fighting our way up the train. And the whole movie is just about getting to the engine.
Yeah.
Because that's where the king, magister, I don't know what you would call him, the conductor, I guess. And they think that once they take over, then it could be equality throughout, quote-unquote, humanity, because that's all it is anymore. And they run through many, many struggles and obstacles.
So what makes this a good movie? Is there a lot of action and thrilling elements in this film?
There's a lot of action, I would say. There's a lot of like you trying to figure out what's going on, and sometimes you guess it, sometimes you don't. There is some strange moments where you don't know what that means, but it kind of just adds to the mysteriousness of what's going on the train. And then as you go along, the story builds the further they go along the train, the story builds, and it's a really good story. And because you could buy into it, that could be a thing.
Yeah.
And so you're really drawn into, like, if this should happen, this is how you would think it would happen. So all around, I just think it's an awesome movie.
All right, Chelsea, just between us girls here.
Okay.
All right, just between you and me. Is this a film that somebody like Sabrina would like, do you think?
Actually, yeah.
You think so?
I know that I was joking around before we started recording, but it actually was pretty enjoyable for me as a girl to watch, because it's not like a scary movie, but it's not just for guys, I think. But it definitely was, and I probably really bothered Matt when we were watching, because I was like, what is that? What does that mean? What's he doing? What's going on?
And he's like, pause. All right. I don't know.
And he would, yeah. He's like, I don't want to miss it. I was like, but tell me what that is. Tell me what that means. Tell me what they're doing.
Yeah.
But, and then if you're not listening, you're going to miss pretty important dialogue. Because to me, I felt like some parts of the movie were lower in volume than other parts of the movie. So that was, what did he just say? What's going on? What does that mean? Well, this is, but Matt's really good about guessing movies, because he's been a movie buff for a long time. But to me, I felt like, oh wow, I did not see that coming. So I think that girls would enjoy watching this with, another guy. I don't see a girl being, like, I'm gonna pop this in while I'm cleaning the house because this is amazing.
Right. So, do you agree with Chelsea? Was this a movie, Matt, where you were kind of like, oh, I didn't see that coming, or?
Well, like she said, I've been a movie buff for a while, so I've kind of, but there were quite a few moments where I was like, oh, I didn't see that coming. I wouldn't have guessed that. I wouldn't have thought of that. So it still has surprising elements, and it's not just the the very end twist or anything like that. It's throughout the movie. There's different things, and it's like, okay, that scene 20 minutes earlier makes a whole lot more sense, and it'll make you kind of want to go back and watch it. That way, you can kind of get a feel of it. So,
Chelsea, what did you think of Chris Evans? Is he more than just Captain America? Can he be a movie star in other films?
I definitely felt like he separated himself from the Captain America character, because to me, I felt like, obviously, I'll always see Captain America, but I felt like his character and the way he portrayed this character was very much different than him as Captain America. There were some parts that I was like, okay, hey, Steve,
Right.
But it was very far and few between to me.
Yeah.
But
Tilda Swinton plays Minister Mason. What did you guys think about her? She's always, whenever you see her in a movie, you're getting something quirky. Was that the case here?
definitely. And she, to me, I mean, you can look at her and say, like, yeah, that's her. But, man, she dives into her character so well that you believe that she's that character instead of the actress.
Right.
And, like I said, when the upper class meets the lower class, it's one of those first circumstances where you're like, what is going on? This is weird. Because she's playing, like in Hunger Games, you know how the upper class is kind of weird and flamboyant type? She's kind of that way, especially after watching what the lower class is like. And so you really get intrigued of, why is she that way? Like, is that what the upper class looks like? Is that what the front of the train looks like?
Yeah. And
so you want to know more. And as they progress, they keep running into her as she's trying to go back to the front. And
interesting.
Right.
Is this a movie that you can watch over and over again, or is it a one-time viewing and done?
I don't know. I feel like we could watch it, throughout the... It is one of those movies where it's, I haven't seen that in a while. And okay, let's watch that tonight, But
cool.
Yeah, I could watch it over and over.
Awesome. All right, the movie's called Snowpiercer, and it's one of those you can find on DVD as well. After the break, we're going to review the movie Despicable Me 3. It is coming your way right here on the Screen Team.